In this video we're gonna have a look at Puerto Rico in Gran Canaria, and we're gonna see what you can expect, and also if you haven't booked yet, we're gonna see if Puerto Rico in Gran Canaria is actually the right holiday destination for you or not. Also in this video some tips that can save you loads of money, a few things to watch out for, and as well loads of tips that are gonna make your holiday even better. In Puerto Rico, you have one nice white sandy beach in front of the resort, surrounded by bars and restaurants, so ideal for a family holiday on the beach. If you want to spend a lot of time on the beach, I would advise you to also have a look at where your hotel is, as many hotels in this area are located far up the hill, so it might be quite a far walk to get to the beach, so keep that in mind. If you want a bit of a change, then you can also have a walk to the Playa de Amadoras beach just in the resort next door. So Puerto Rico has loads of great hotels, but all of them are very different. If you're looking, by example, for the best value for money, then the ones you're seeing on your screen are definitely among those. I also have a different video where I discuss all the hotels here on YouTube in detail. Also on my website you will find loads of articles about that. If you've already kind of narrowed it down to 2 or 3 hotels that you think you might want to book, and you want a quick second opinion before booking, you can also just quickly write me on this email address. It's no problem. I try to get back to you as soon as possible and give you my honest reply if this hotel is the right one for you. So a quick thing I do want to mention is Puerto Rico is a great place, but lots of the hotels are high up on the mountainside, so this can be really annoying if you want to go down to the town to eat something, or so just keep that in mind if you're traveling with small children, that you are aware of this. For nightlife, there are many clubs and late night bars in Puerto Rico. Do keep in mind that Puerto Rico, depending on the time of year, changes a lot. Some times of year the resort is very chill with mostly older visitors who just like to have a few drinks and relax. Other times of years, especially in the school, college and university holidays, there are many more younger people here looking to party that quickly fill up the clubs in this area. So depending on what exactly you are looking for, you can find both here. Just make sure you pick the right time to go if you are looking to go clubbing and party. If you are staying in Puerto Rico, one of the parks that is not too far away and definitely I can advise is to go to the Palmitos Park. It's a great kind of like zoo, but they have loads of shows like a dolphinarium, a bird show, a parrot show and many more things. So it's great fun for the entire family, but especially if you have smaller children. There's also another zoo, the Cocodrilo Zoo, but it's further away, so I would not really advise it. I haven't been to that zoo, as a disclaimer. I haven't been to the Cocodrilo Zoo, so I cannot really say much about it, but this one, the Palmitos Park, is very close by. It's very nice, it's very good setup. It's like a giant nature park with like loads of things to see and do, so definitely can advise the Palmitos Park if you're traveling alone or with small children. Go and have a look there. Another thing I would definitely advise you when you are going to Puerto Rico is to get a car. I advise this most of the time when people travel to the Canary Islands because it's so cheap there. Normally for around or less than 100 euros a week you can get a car with fully comprehensive insurance if you rent it at the airport, and if you rent it with the right company. You can find a full list of the companies that I use, as well as a quick checklist of how to rent it and what to do afterwards on my website at checkholidays.com/cars. One of the main reasons I would advise it, depending on where your hotel is in Puerto Rico, it can be very high up the hill, so it can be hard to get to places and you might end up taking a taxi all the time, which will get much more expensive. So because this Puerto Rico has this layout where you can be high up the mountain or far in the back away from the beach, I would definitely advise you to rent a car, but also to explore more of the island. It's very cheap. Get a car. It will really serve you well and be a great investment into a great holiday. If you are renting a car, then there's loads of things to see on the island. You can explore these yourself, what exactly you want, but two things I can definitely advise is to head on over to Puerto de las Nieves and Agaete. It's a great place kind of on the other side of the island, but you can drive over the mountains there, so you will see the real Gran Canaria the way it is. It's really quite interesting and unique. You can also head on over to the top of the mountain where you can see basically all over Gran Canaria, or at least all over Puerto Rico and this area. So I could definitely advise this. Also, you can go to Puerto de Mogan, which is nearby. It's a great beach. It's a different village. It's also quite unique and authentic. So for all of these reasons, I would definitely advise you to rent the car. When it comes to restaurants, there is a lot of choice and variety in Puerto Rico. Most of these are in the front line next to the beach, but also in the centrally located shopping center, you will find a large variety of restaurants. In the shopping center, you will find mostly budget places and all-you-can-eat Oriental cuisine, while next to the beach, you will find the more pricey fish and steak restaurants. When traveling to Gran Canaria and Puerto Rico, there are some things I do want to give you a little bit of a warning about. This is about electronics is one of these things. A lot of people think that the electronics here are much cheaper, and in a way this is true. It's about the sales tax. There's less sales tax, so they do get a little bit cheaper, but it really doesn't make so much of a difference. The main reason you can find great deals out there is because there's a lot of shops who will try to upsell you things and change the products for like no-name brands, try to wrap it as a birthday present or something, and then as soon as you open it at home in your home country, you will find out it's basically a different product they put inside, or they play tricks on your credit cards. All these kind of things can happen. I'm not saying all shops do this, but there are quite a few shops. You can find the entire internet full of these stories where people have just been ripped off. So in general, I would say if you don't need to urgently buy any electronics, don't buy them. If you need to urgently buy one, then go to MediaMarkt in Las Palmas, where you have several MediaMarkts. At least you know you have a good trusted brand there, and you know you will have a good service. Also, if you wait until you make it home to your own country, at least you know you have a full 2-year warranty if you're from the European Union, and you may or may not get that when buying an electronic in Gran Canaria. So I just quickly want to point out one more time before I move on to these next tips is that Gran Canaria is a great place. I'm just giving you these tips so you can have a great holiday there. If you like this kind of advice, like I always do, talk about the good and the bad with the end goal of you having a better holiday, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button and you will find all my videos even more easy. There's about 60 of them covering Gran Canaria and hundreds covering all other destinations in Spain and abroad. When walking in the street in Puerto Rico, you will quite often see like random flyers being left around. In general, I would say stay away. Bars and restaurants, if it's a flyer for them, it's just fine. But if it offers some kinds of excursion, don't go on these kind of excursions. Most of the time, this is just a small excursion and then a very long sales presentation you have to sit through. This can be for any kinds of products, but also some kind of timeshare or something. So don't deal with this. Leave them alone. Also, sometimes people will approach you on the street and they will offer you a lottery ticket. As soon as you scratch it, you will have won a great prize, and you just have to go and pick it up somewhere in another hotel or something, and there it's also a timeshare presentation you have to sit through. Especially in Puerto Rico, when I was traveling all over Gran Canaria, I saw these lottery tickets and the timeshare thing a lot. So do pay very good attention. There's lots of people, they talk very smoothly, but they don't have your best intention in mind, so don't go on any of these things. In Gran Canaria, there's loads of buggy tours companies. It can be loads of fun. It's not for me. I think it's too expensive for 2 hours. But anyway, if you enjoy doing it, then do it. I rather rent a car for the same price for a week and see the entire island. This is the way I like to travel. The only thing I do want to say, if you're going on these buggy tours, have a good review before online. Check their ratings, because there's really good companies who do make it a lot of fun, where you get to go off-road and make dust and do funny things. But then there's also like the not so good companies who just do like random things. They drive around on the road, you don't get to go off-road, so what is the point then? I would say read reviews before booking. So what's the best way for you to get from the Gran Canaria airport to Puerto Rico? Well, one way would be to take the public bus or public transportation. This is €5.50. It's the cheapest way, and it will take you there in about 1 hour. It's the cheapest, but not maybe the best way, because the buses stop in the center of town, and most of the hotels are located in Puerto Rico kind of up against the mountain, so you will still have to climb a lot with your luggage or with your small children up against the mountain. So this is maybe not the best option. If you're traveling with a lot of luggage or small children, I would definitely advise you to take a shuttle instead. It costs a little bit more, but at least you get dropped off at your actual hotel and you're guaranteed to have a space on the bus. So, and also a lot of other reasons, I would advise you a shuttle instead for €9. Another option, if you're traveling 4 people, maybe take a taxi. It's definitely more expensive. It's €48 for the taxi, or it's €59 if you do it in the nighttime. In either case, I would definitely advise you to book it before online, so you have a locked-in price. If you get stuck in traffic or if anything like this, the price won't run up. If you just book it at the airport, it will. Also for child seats and things like this, I would definitely also advise you to book before online. All the companies I traveled with, you can find on my website, checkallthis.com/links. So Gran Canaria has a great climate all year round, and Puerto Rico really ain't an exception to this. You do have a little bit of a winter and a summer season. Winter would basically be November, December, January and February, but still in these months the temperatures are very good. It's about a high of 21 degrees and a low of 15 degrees, and the rain is 2 to 3 days a month, so it really ain't that much. Sea temperature is on the chillier side for Puerto Rico and Gran Canaria of 18 degrees Celsius, but still for most people this is a nice temperature to go swimming. If you are looking for the best and most hot summer months, then May, June, July, August and September are definitely the best months to visit Gran Canaria and to visit Puerto Rico. Also October, but October is normally the same temperature, but it's already starting to come a little bit more rain. On average, the temperature in all of these months is about a high of 26 degrees and a low of 20 degrees, so perfect beach weather. There's not going to be any rain, and the sea temperature is around 22 degrees Celsius, so great for a summer holiday on the beach. If you're looking for the best deal for a holiday in Puerto Rico, then March and April might actually be your best choices. Normally you can find great holidays on a budget. It's not summer weather, it's not winter weather, it's somewhere in between, with an average temperature of a high of 21 degrees and a low of 16 degrees. Rain you may have 1 day a month, so it's really neglectable, it's almost not existent, and the sea temperature is around 20 degrees Celsius. So all of this great climate for going on holiday. March and April definitely the best months on a budget, and November as well. Do have a look at these months. One thing I do quickly want to point out about these months is that there is a different generation in most of the hotels. This is an older generation. There's not going to be so much clubbing and nightlife. If you're a younger generation and you want to go partying and go clubbing all night, then you might want to look more when is the university holidays, when is the college holidays, and go in these times, because this is when the young people are there and there will be more of a party crowd and more clubs will be open also till later. If you want to find out everything about the hotels I would advise, then you can click right here. This will take you to the website, and there you can find all the hotels I've been to and the ones I would advise. But also, if you're not 100% sure if this is the right holiday destination for you, you can click right here, and there you can see all the different holiday destinations in Gran Canaria, and you can find out which one is the right one for you.